Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fish.
Have you heard anything recently?
Called into the hullabaloo that could be heard coming from the building, I would...
Do you require... I don't...
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed?
Goodbye. Hello, boy. Did I scare you?
No, it's just that...
Well, I won't.
My name is Rufus, sir.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me.
A real doctor?
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir.
Are you alone?
I don't have any.
So you have no home?
No. I mean, yes. I live on...
This city has abandoned so many of its children.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul.
So long, Rufus. I'm Dr. Reed.
Why?
I work at the
Oh, the Spanish flu.
The disease...
It's Mrs. Fish. Please don't stay too long, sir. So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just...
Mrs. Fishburne,
I am fine for...
do you have any...
I heard you can't go...
Goodbye, Miss Fish...
Don't you think Miss Fishburne is nice to us? But I always have the feeling she's hiding something. For now, you're still the only real friend I have, Jack.
How come you consider it your only friend?
I found Jack when he was a baby, alone amongst dead rats.
Like you and your pet?
When I was 8, my parents died in a car accident.
You don't remember the accident?
No, I was little back then.
How have you survived?
I don't have any family left, really. Except...
So long. I'm Dr. Reed.
Rest assured, I will help you, sir.
You're
None taken, sir. But please, I need...
Why not try seeking...
There's always the night side.
There is no shame in asking for...
I don't feel okay with that.
Young man,
I'm perfectly fine.
have you heard...
I heard he had a scab.
Goodbye. Good evening, miss.
I already took my medication.
I'm sorry. Your
Don't tease me like that, Jack.
I think...
An epidemic, you say? So,
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed.
of course I do. I remember my name too.
I found this watch. It was a gift from you to your book.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I recall.
Trinkets and possessions help us remember our past.
I would never lose anything that belonged.
Have you...
I've never heard that name.
Enid, have you really no idea what happened?
I've not seen Jack for so long. I lose.
Jack is dead, Miss Gillingham.
Of course he's not. I've seen him. Tonight, in fact.
Do you require...
I'm glad you...
I'll try...
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham. Are you all right, sir?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave.
I beg your pardon.
I said go.
Rodney,
Yes, I did.
then why did you kill
That arsehole always mocked me for the colour of my skin. Usually I let it go.
And now you hide amongst the dead. Like a
The bravest man I ever met got killed for what he believed was right.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember...
How have you...
Dr. Reed. Oh, thank God you returned safely.
Please, don't mention.
Good. I found him, you know.
Do you need my
I don't need your help.
I have no doubt about it.
All right then. But please leave me alone for now.
What can you tell me about...
Never heard of him.
Really?
He a big shot.
You seem to cherish...
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me, but let me make my own mistakes.
I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity.
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated ground now. Nothing.
Goodbye. Sure, you can spare me a few minutes.
Of course you may, Ian. I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
So you returned from the war in one piece too?
How is the old rust?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimera.
What can you...
I never met the man.
Do you need my...
No thanks.
Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned.
Believe me, there is a huge difference between reading about vampires and waking up as one. I learned that myself the hard way.
Oh my God, man, stop your whining. I don't have time for your pointless...
What do you know about...
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or...
You'll need to feed on warm blood.
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful.
I will become your maker.
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege or some such...
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every...
But first, before you embrace immortality...
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed.
Answer me all the same. What will you...
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate?
My money. My money.
You really plan to build a quarantine?
Yes, it will be tall and...
By doing so, you will also create...
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking.
as long as a...
But you can't guarantee infection will not...
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must...
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last! All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Are you ready for immortality, Mr. Dawson? Drink now, and say farewell to life as you prepare to be reborn.
What do you mean, drink? What about the blood transfusion?
I'm the doctor and the vampire here, so I'll give the orders. Drink, sir. Now.
All right.
Good. That's enough. That's enough, I said.
I will not die. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh no. You will die, sir. Steel yourself. You're already in death's grip. Yes, my lord. Askell...
Wonderful news. I've waited for this outcome.
Thank you, my lord. Of course.
Go outside and talk with that disgusting creature.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Good. I didn't kill her on the spot, for she claims to be a friend of...
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon.
Old Bridget.
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Lady Ashbury. You know her. Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
No time to lose then.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the...
Yes.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young...
Vampire hunters here already. Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar? Looks like he's wounded. I better follow the blood. McCullum and his thugs are taking the credit for Edgar's abduction. They really mean business.
Ultraviolet curtains and orichalcum powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for what he did.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No! I'm trying to put an end to it. Just like you are.
You're the progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I'm not saying we could be friends, you and I. But perhaps we could collaborate to put an end to this epidemic.
Never! We are Priwen. We do not negotiate. We do not compromise.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now. For there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I'll spare you, McCullum. I'll offer you the mercy you never offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCullum. This is me letting you go. After all, you and I are both trying to save this poor country in our own way.
I'll kill you, Reed. Next time we meet, I'll end you.
See? Progress already. You called me by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.
Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence. Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Geoffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became...
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? You...
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of it...
William Marshall. Yes, they...
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and...
Maybe due to our profession.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibit...
What does this sad story have to...
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theater.
I only briefly met Miss...
My point exactly. The disease turned her...
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for...
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
I made a mistake. But what is science if not trial and error? We both know it, Jonathan, we both know it.
What a poor justification for your morbid fascination and thirst for glory.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Yes, Edgar, you're about to die. I won't say it's fair, but I can't say you don't deserve it.
Your words hurt deeply, Jonathan, for they come from a friend. I helped you, remember?
Yes, I remember.
The second I saw you in that bar, I knew we would accomplish great things, you and I.
I thought you were a vampire, till you brandished that cross.
You looked so lost when you opened that door. For a few seconds, I thought you were there to kill me.
I think we were both afraid.
And now, I feel true fear. Is there an afterlife? What will become of me when I'm dead, Dr. Reed?
I really cannot say, Dr. Swansea.
In the end, life betrays us all.
When Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
Turn around, sir.
Back to me, Jonathan. What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good...
He was mortally wounded.
That is terrible, Jonathan.
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic.
What? Are you certain? This is the...
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease.
All those poor victims. How could...
Edgar's behavior was beyond lunacy. He had neither the discipline, knowledge, nor the proper facilities to conduct blood experiments.
I must say, I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought...
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Ichor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must...
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but... do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth. Are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
Wait! No! Elizabeth! Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
Welcome, Lance-Bearer.
I've located the true origin of...
Good. We've held out thus far.
the blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker?
This is more important than the club, you or me. This is London's last hope.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
Now go, Lance-Bearer. Craft a legend to be sung to Ascalon.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Vampire hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am...
Really?
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want...
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet... I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents.
Were both your parents?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Priwen. He killed my
What will the Guard of Priwen do now?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect it.
Like me? How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigate.
Adieu.
Until we meet again.